Well, happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. Yada yada. Things have changed out there since I came out this morning. Middle of the screen, you can see in that draw, it's a little different color because that's where the ground fog is now. Earlier it was covering the whole hayfield. It's also down in the bottom by the pump site, which that wasn't any there an hour ago. There is now though. I've been kind of moving slow this morning. Just thinking about how I probably won't get any sleep tonight because the idiots are blowing stuff off, and then I'll be awake looking for light spots in the hill that aren't people's yard lights. Oh well. I never did get the crap off the bearing of this thing. Pretty good do. It's actually running off the front. Well, at least I left myself a spot to walk around here. Now, I thought she'd meant that it was underneath the turtle on the end yesterday. Oh, I see where she's talking. It gets behind that damn bearing on the roller. And if you don't pay attention to that, it'll work its way right into that bearing, and then you're replacing that bearing. Ask me how I know. This is the bearing that gets it all the time. I don't know why. We've never had trouble with that one, knock on wood, because that's an original bearing. We did replace both of them at the other end, and one reason we did both and not just one, as I trip on stuff, is I'll show you what you got to do this. I'm sure we did both. That thing's supposed to have a catch that holds it. Yeah, I know we did both. 2 drive lines into the rollers on this. Well, one drive line, top's a drive line, top one moves, bottom one doesn't. We were lucky on the bottom one down there that the bearing hadn't taken the housing out. But the way this works is, luckily they're flanged on. Bolt right there on a flange. That is how that shaft is held to the gearbox. It's a pain in the butt. If I remember right, how it works, the flange is bolted to the shaft, and then the flange is bolted to your gearbox. Same thing on the top. It's not a fast job by any means. So anyway, I've been goofing off sitting there in the shop watching YouTube this morning, catching up on comments. Yesterday, BCP Farming and Trucking, Brendan put up a video. They got 2 round balers, and I think I might have mentioned they're talking about pedaling one, but the one he's gonna keep, he's working on, and there's 2 idler arms for 2 chains that are side by side. One of them, the sprocket wasn't even anywhere near it was next to the chain. So he thanked me in his video for catching that. I mean, it's easy to miss, you're in a hurry, you're not looking, throw some oil on it and go. And so best thing is slow down a little bit, even if it takes you an extra minute. You might see something. I'm not saying he did anything wrong, he didn't. I mean, he's pretty good at keeping up on his equipment. But anyway, so he gave me a big shout out too for that one. Appreciate it, Brendan. Thank you. And I think these ladies are hungry. Most of them have damp backs too. What do you know? So I'm going to get them fed, figure out what to do, and maybe there'll be sound in the first 5 or 6 minutes of this video. If so, it's going to be mostly this clip. If you don't hear anything, then I guess I didn't give Brendan a shout out. Oh, I guess the brat's the pushy one this morning. I was just scratching on Cowboy there and getting my phone out. Huh, buddy? Yeah. You like it right there. Bunked your nose. I didn't do that. You did that. Okay. Hey! Me you're trying to munch on this morning. spots. All right, well, get them fed, then I'm done feeding. Well, I was right. She was too. She thought she got everything out from underneath the turtles when she pressure washed, but the end one there, and however many others. You know, one thing I like about the New Holland is segmented cutter bars, so if you do screw up a
7 out of 8.
7 out of 8, that's not too bad, right? Now, if you do screw up a gearbox, there's a gearbox under each one of those turtles. There's tie bolts holding everything together underneath the turtles.
Next Tuesday.
It's not so bad to fix versus the old John Deeres, which were a totally enclosed tube, and yeah, you literally took the end caps off and pulled the pins out of the middle and ran everything out the end and tried to get it all back in one place.
You managed to get it in both bearings, and the other bearing you can't fucking get to with this shit.
Oh, nice. Nice. So apparently it wasn't just one bearing, it was both of them at that end. You usually didn't get in the top one, but anyway, we ran 2 John Deere disc machines before we got this one. We never packed it underneath the turtles. Never. I mean, even in the crappiest cutting, we never did. And this thing, we'll end up taking the turtles and the shock hub underneath it off at least once or twice every season to get the stuff out before it takes the seals out.
It started off when it got the twine underneath it, is when it started off getting really bad. Getting everything underneath it.
Yeah, which shouldn't affect anything, but either that or we just didn't catch it before. I don't know. Anyway, she's still working on that. She's only been a couple hours on that.
My head hurts, by the way.
And she got a migraine today. Yay. I'll show you what I've been dinking with. I'm going to leave that hole up there open. I mean, there's enough stuff that gets in, but stuff coming straight down, it comes right on that. And we don't need that. So I did find a chunk to make a piece out of. Paint is currently drying. Little orange peel. I like orange peel. As long as it looks good. So I got that much done, and haven't got a whole lot else done to it. Oh, I need to remember to put that away too. That's from trying to fix that switch, but switch is toast. It's kind of hard to fix it. The guy I cut for, he come down and picked up the parts I fixed for him, paid his bill, and chatted for a little bit. He's never been close to one of these things, so he was in awe. He wants to see it when we're baling. Now, I want to see it baling too, so anyway, if I got to go up and clean up around that hole and probably paint a little bit around it before I cover it up. I found out that one of the blades on that turtle was hitting when it come around the gearbox, or it'll come around the spacer over there. So yeah, get it up where it wasn't hitting, and the other one was hitting. So I think it's probably both. That all I can attribute that to is that really tough cutting clover. And Maury called her and says, if you're going to come home today, you better do it pretty soon. Traffic is so bad on the highway, it's probably going to be an hour to get home. So.
Yeah, that's what.
And it's only going to get worse from now till after midnight, probably.
And I'm going to migraine anyway, so.
Yeah, so she's going to go take care of herself. I made her do one more thing. I got that cover on, but I had to have somebody hold the
Really,
bolts.
you never even turned me up there.
And she says, you never even turned me. All she do is hold them. It's the nice thing about an impact wrench and stuff like that. Sometimes you can just touch it and go, and that's what I did. I had 2 of them tight, the other 2. Not. Oh, in the front one? Yeah, I don't know why they don't make things line up.
Right here. And don't line up, and it's the tops.
Yeah, it don't line up. There's not. Oh, if she turns to the other, now the other slot's gonna miss it altogether.
The other slot still misses it too.
Yeah, that's why we weaseled this one out. But she said the zerk's messed up. Go figure.
But there's still plenty of
Wears
grease
on
on
it.
the inside of it, so.
Well, we know it got greased when we started. I have to just unhook it to grease it later. So anyway, say bye, Ty.
Bye, Ty.
Drive safe. Let me know when you get there. I'll probably be done with lunch by then.
Probably.
Anywho, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stick it out in here. It's flat out nasty today, and it's only supposed to get nastier. So, but that's done. And we noticed something else today too. I knew it had a little cancer, but you look right in the tube. It's really not a tube, it's a formed piece. I think it's that piece, and it's formed all the way around and back to itself. And unfortunately, that's explains why that fits funny. And the handle's over here, at least where it's solid. So I don't know what to do about that. It's not going to get anything done right now. Maybe tap that closed and put some tape over it so shit doesn't get in it. I think we're going to have her in here a little bit this winter, because those bearings, if I replace this winter, as long as they make it through the season, I'm pretty sure they will. Have to do something with that. And of course, as you know, it doesn't fit all the way in the shop, which makes it funner for a winter project, because you gotta leave the doors open. Anyway, I still gotta figure what I'm gonna do. I'm just about ready to call it a day, actually. Probably should get that cleaned up and hooked back together. And I was gonna ask Ty where the bolt went. Oh, maybe it's right there. Yeah, it's in the hole. All I gotta do is swing that up. Swing the other up first, though, because it goes on top of it. And Red Band says he's done for the day. I was right. It took Ty over an hour to get home. I was half done eating lunch when she got there. Used to be a crack right there. And the gray paint we get from the general store is really nice match. Thought about trying to do something with this, and I thought, oh, I can put a gusset from here to here. Thing is, this is attached to the worst spot of that, and so is this. So I ain't gonna do much good, just no grabbing that and pulling on it. Use the handle. Might be a little hard for Shorty to do it. And I got to looking. I was gonna get inside. Oh, you're annoying. It's customary on the inside to crack around that mount. Usually it doesn't show on the outside, but it'll show on the inside. And I know there's at least 3 or 4 of them that need to get done out of E. But there's a crack right there. Give me a minute. Never mind that minute. We'll look right up here. There's another one right there. Now give me a minute. Guess what? There's another one right there. Same place, right at the end of the weld that's underneath that mount, which is probably makes sense because that's where that twine dog or hay dog slams back into the frame. You know, they would have made a difference if the weld went all the way through, maybe. And wait for it. This one I thought was a crack in the paint the other day. No, it's a crack. I think that's all the cracks. So it's too friggin' hot to climb in the veil chamber and play with some molten wire, so I did get stuff up here, the ladder and creeper. I gotta be on my knees to do that, and my knees don't go on hard hard objects anymore. I don't need water on the knee again. Had it a few times. But if I'm kneeling on that, I can get by with it. It doesn't kill me. So anyway, I'm probably not going to weld in there today, but I'm going to see if I can get these others zipped up, and then probably go hibernate in a cool spot like the basement, because it's already, it's like 88 in here, and it's a little cooler, feels cooler anyway in here than it does outside. So that's what I'm going to do. Hit those with the cutoff, make a little V in there and fill it in and throw some paint on them and be done with that part. Well, At least from here I can see the flag. I can't see the screen, but I can see the flag. I know where it's at. It's right over there. Hope y'all have a safe and happy 4th of July. It's 95 degrees here. We got about another hour of getting hotter, at least another hour. So I'm done. All the cows are out. I don't know if I can see them from here. I got done feeding a couple minutes ago and I didn't find any cows. Maybe they came in. They were all back there, and there's a calf down here bellering now, so maybe they came back in. I don't know. They better be somewhere. So anyway, you've seen what we done today. I had to help Becky in the house for a little bit. Guess we're going to be changing the valves to the kitchen sink so we can change put the new faucet in, because they're different sized fittings than what the hoses are and what the valves are. So yay. And I gotta do a little work over there. It's cooler over there than it is in here, but the AC is still going so far. So thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll see what tomorrow brings.